Da, 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 da. Unexpected Kivecast number 100 and
30, 130.
130. Yeah, Steve,
Yeah.
I know you didn't think I would know that, but I do know that. I do know it's 130. Um, what calendar year did we release episode 129?
It was 2025. It was
All
like
right,
that
so
was our
we
15th
slowed
anniversary. Yeah, we still are doing it. We're still doing
we
it. Yeah.
slowed down from one a month to one a year, but we might ramp up. We're gonna
Yeah.
see. Never
It's
count us out.
never, yeah. So I was gonna ask you, do you think we should call this the Credence Kivecast revival or the Kivecast Clearwater revival? Neither.
I think neither of that. Yeah,
Okay.
no, it's just Steve and I, we talk actually probably for the first time ever, we talk more as people than we do as co-hosts. So
Yeah.
that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
But I see you got the Burger King crown, Steve. We are here
Yeah.
to talk about. So if this is your first time watching us here, we've done this show since 2010. We hit a little bit of a snag around 2000 and like 19, but still, we've been going. And what we do is after every single Star Wars movie, we talk about what is the vintage Star Wars toy collecting winner and loser. So it's not just like how is the movie good? It's like how might this affect the way people see certain collectibles? And we've done this Force Awakens, Last
Yeah.
Jedi. We did it for every movie, right?
I think so. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we did every movie. Yeah.
And we did it for most of the TV shows, but then
Most.
somewhere it got lost. Like Tales of the Jedi, Tales of the Underworld, Tales of the Underpants, Tales of the Jedi's Underpants. Like there's a
Yeah.
lot of stuff going on there.
Well, I feel
Um,
like, yeah, when it got to Andor, which is obviously great, but I think you said like it's just Mon Mothma, but that doesn't really apply to
yeah,
us. So,
yeah. And Steve's been moving. Is this is your new location? Hey, Steve.
yeah. So we've been here, it's crazy, 2 years, but I haven't ever recorded in this particular spot. This is my weird little creature shop back here. But yeah.
Yeah, so you got a lot of those Regal Robot Jabba
Yeah.
maquettes, hey?
And then we filter in some vintage in there too. I
Oh,
rotate those
nice.
guys out.
Yeah, so I think I've bought like two vintage things in the last year. One of them I can't talk about because the person who I bought it from said, "Don't discretion is important. Don't, it's
Okay.
not even like that valuable. It's just what it is all mysterious. So I won't tell you what that
Mm.
is, but that is
Okay.
that is a mystery. If you ever come over to
Okay.
my house, you could just say, "Where's the stinky green?" and I'll show it to you, okay? But I will show you something that I got that I'm really excited about, which is heritage
Yeah.
miniature painted Chewbacca. So like if you don't know the Star Wars galore in the back of a magazine in 1977, you could order these little um pewter figures. We've talked about these on the show before, right, Steve?
We did. Yeah. There was like a great blog post that Yehuda did, and then we did a blog log pod, one of those classic mini episodes about those. It's probably like 8 years ago now, but yeah.
Yes. And what was really cool was this is why I love collecting, because I don't talk to Ron Salvatore, R.A. Ron Salvatore as much as I'd like to. But he just sent me a link and he just said, I have not seen a keychain for sale and I've been looking for 15 years. You should buy this. And so anyway, shout out to Ron R.A. Ron Salvatore because I now have like a much better collection of those. So that's kind of been where I've been. I've been having kids instead of collecting. But it's all good.
Yeah.
Anything exciting to the B Wing, Steve?
B-wing, not really, no. But yeah, it's been more just getting an actual little space set up here, a little corner in the house, which is fun. But
So the
yeah.
quick question for you, Steve, was there a B Wing in The Mandalorian and Grogu?
I think I caught one on the second time I saw it. I feel like
Yes.
I saw one parked out there by the beach. Am I right?
Yes, there's
Okay.
exactly one B Wing, which
Parked.
theoretically should make it the biggest winner because usually Star Wars finds a way. Remember in Rogue One when they invented U-Wings just to not have a B-Wing? Now, mind you, U-Wings completely wiped the floor with B-Wings in this movie.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's okay though.
but yeah, but I mean, I think this. Maybe we should just get started. I mean, I guess general thoughts about the movie, Steve. You're usually the hater. You're usually the person who despises fun, despises new Star Wars movies.
Yeah,
Um,
that sounds about right. So I'm gonna turn it around and say that this was pretty great. No.
yes.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it almost felt like they took like the first section of Return of the Jedi, stuffed it with a bunch of illegal fireworks, and then just made it like a 2 hour long movie. That's kind of how it felt. But
That's a
I
good
think
point.
yeah, and my big thesis, this is all I thought about ever since I walked out. It's like the Star Wars movie equivalent of Mr. Toad's Wild Ride at Disneyland. I don't know if
Okay.
you remember that ride at all. Most people
Yeah.
are like, "Huh?" But yeah, it makes no sense, but it's great.
Well, famously, my family, we took Lobart's son to Disneyland back in 2005, maybe. He was
Mhm.
like, 3 or 4 years old. And like we
Yep.
went and we got out and he just said, "Why did we do that?" Which is my which I think is how a lot of people feel about the movie Mandalorian and Grogu. Yeah, no. Like it's one of those weird things where you watch it and you know exactly, like you can write the snarky criticisms of it before you even hit the parking lot. Like
They were
I
already
know
written.
all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, was it clunky dialogue? Yeah. Yeah, was the bear saying the same thing 2 times in a row for absolutely no reason? Yeah, he was. I noticed it too. Do I get a screenwriting award for noticing that? Like, I don't know. I somehow it didn't feel pandering to me. It didn't feel stuffed with fan service, even though I know it had the whole Dejarik thing and it was fan servicey. But it's the cliche is that people just go, oh, just go and have fun. But as I said to my wife, like that is the least stressed out I have been watching a Star Wars movie in my entire life.
Yeah.
And she thought I was saying that because like, she had to watch because I now have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. If you've been following along the life of Sky the last 15 years. Um, and so she was watching the kids so I could go to the movies. She's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you were stressed out about that." I was like, "No, no, no. It's just like I know this has no consequence. I know I don't have to, there's no like MacGuffin. There's no like, oh, the secret Grand Vizier of the Outer Rim will be attacking in a fortnight. We must find the helix of the Omnicron and none of that stuff. It's just
No.
like, punch that guy, shoot that guy. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, now punch that guy. And I don't know. It's nice.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
nice.
It's nice. It is nice. It's like I think that so going back to the Mr. Toad thing, like the poster for Mr. Toad, it just says take a motor car ride to nowhere in particular. And like that's
Yeah.
exactly what the vibe of this is. You're just taking a spaceship on the road to nowhere particular in Star Wars, and that's exactly what I wanted. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm really deep into YouTube worlds. I've watched a lot
Mm.
of YouTube commentary, and they're
Yeah.
almost all bad and almost all in that kind of predictable way. So I'm glad to be against that. I have seen a couple positive ones, and they all basically boil down to it's fun. But it's just really rare to find a movie that's fun. I don't know why it's so hard to make a fun movie. I guess because they know they're going to get criticized for it. But anyways, let's get into our,
Yeah.
our
Let me
five winners and losers.
yeah.
Steve, are you ready to be surprised?
I usually am. Like I think the way we have always done this, you just kind of
Booyakasha!
oh my no, okay, that's the not the surprise I was expecting.
Did I make the deck? Okay, listen, truth be told, I texted you, you texted me, I'll be ready in 10 minutes. I just got to feed the dog and the girl, and I'll be ready. And I've made this deck in those 5 minutes, but
That's yeah.
still,
That's that's a
I,
professor right there.
yes, I made the deck
I'm
of
impressed. Yeah.
episode 130. I built it
That's
off of your template. So this was from 125, the return to
yeah.
the vintage pod.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Uh,
here we are, vintage
very
winners and
good.
losers. Also, Steve, I've started playing the Star Wars digital collectible card game again.
Wait.
Like the
Ah.
Tops collectible.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The NFT type.
It's not really
Not
NFT.
quite.
It's just
Okay,
like digital collectibles. I'm
gotcha.
just saying that that's like a fun thing that you can do for free. Okay.
That's good.
So
Okay,
the vintage winners and losers. First off, I'm going to start with just a general question. I couldn't fit Jabba on here, Steve. Are we saying
okay.
Jabba's a winner or a loser? What's your opinion here?
I feel like any more huts make Java a winner. That was just my gut reaction. So yeah, I think that it makes the original Java stand out. All I mean, not the new huts are great, but to me, it just makes the original all that more special. But yeah, that's where I land on that. I think he wins for sure, even though his homeworld gets destroyed. But
Yeah, I think as a character, like, so I'm not like a big Jeremy Allen White like fanboy. I like him, but like he's not
yeah,
my favorite.
sure.
Um, and like the twins, I don't like that much. But I think seeing the scene of all of the slimy slugs rolling
Mm-hmm.
around on each other in that little
Yes,
hallway, that was a nice little bit of world building.
it
And yeah,
was.
I agree.
Yeah.
Um, okay, this one just slipped in there, Steve, because we should probably talk about this at
Oh
some point.
yeah,
So, what's
at
going
some
on with
point.
the archive party? Do we want to talk about it or not? Because here's one question for you: Do you have tickets to Star Wars Archive Celebration 2027?
Miraculously, we stitched together single day tickets. So yes, technically I do. How about you
Okay.
guys?
D- Are you kidding me? I was like, I was on Facebook and I saw these people complaining about not getting tickets. I was like, oh, that's cool. Oh shit. Wait, that could be me. And yeah, so I don't have to. So this thing's happened since we started the show in 2010, um, where everything just sucks now. And so that's my problem. It's just everything sucks. Like all of the ghouls in control of everything were just like, what if, one second, hear me out. Everything sucked. If everything was difficult and more expensive and more crowded and no one's having fun and it costs at least three times as much. And it's difficult to do. Um, so that's my feeling. So
Mhm.
I'm not exactly super psyched about Star Wars Celebration 2027. I'd like to go, but I was figuring I could just buy tickets. Has it ever sold out before like this beforehand?
Not, I don't know in that particular way. I think hopefully what'll happen is they'll have that ticket exchange program as things get a little bit closer and the people that are, people that don't have or have tickets that they can't use, they put them up and you can exchange or, buy them directly through Celebration. They've done that before. I'm hoping that, maybe I can entice you if you want to do a collecting track panel or something. That's one way. So I think they used
Yeah.
to at least give badges that way, but yeah, I hope it was insane, but I hope it opens up and we find a
Okay.
way.
And there may be an archive party.
There are the groundwork is starting to be put in. Yeah,
Yes. So the
it's
last
getting there.
celebration is definitively off.
Yeah.
Okay. But we are going to have a follow-up to the archive party four. We are going to have archive party five. Chesu the cat right there. Very much could have been in this movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, that was an awesome party, man.
It
Remember?
was. It was.
Remember when Star Wars Celebration was so much like fun, man? God, am I just old? Am I just old or am I correct that the enshittification of everything has just gotten out of hand? Okay. All right. Enough of your belly aching, Sky. Let's get back to the show.
Yeah.
Boba Fett and Yoda.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
So I think in Mandalorian season one, we said that they were big winners.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
but I just can't tell. I can't tell if these characters are made less special or if it's still, I don't know. What do you think?
So I'm split on one and the other. So to me, I feel like Boba Fett he's starting to suffer a little bit of erasure, which
Yeah.
I love contemporary Boba Fett. That's actually where I like Boba Fett before, but that show and how weird it was and how kind of warm he
Yeah.
was, it really like made me love Boba Fett. So that's kind of on the sideline. That to me that makes me worry a little bit about him. But with Yoda, I feel like I mean, I don't know. I'm curious your opinion on the whole instinctive hut building that Grogu does. Like
Yes.
I loved that, and I'm like that
Oh,
just
by the way, spoilers
yeah.
for God
Spoilers
damn it.
for
You know
everybody. Oh,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
come on. But no, I to me I feel like uh, Yoda. still is in that winner category. I feel like I read people thinking that he might pop up as a Force Ghost. People speculate all kinds of wild things. I'm glad that didn't happen. I feel like
Oh, thank
just
God, no.
the nods of him, just like, oh, they build the huts like beavers. Like that's just an instinctual
Right.
thing of their species. Like I saw someone say that. I'm like, that's totally it. That's right on. So anyway, I think Yoda is
Yeah,
still winner.
that whole section, the 15-minute section of wordless Grogu running around,
Hmm.
it's just like I loved Andor. Andor was great. But Andor wasn't like better than that. It was as good as that. But it
It's
was
just
awesome.
different. Yeah, yeah.
Especially when he goes up and you think it's going to be some lame cameo of the fish man, the
First man, yeah.
like the person who's like looks like might be an extra in Pirates of the Caribbean at Disney.
Yeah.
Like just it's just some weird fish man who's like not mean and kind of nice, and it just kind of like pans together and like I think a lot of the reaction to this movie, and I hate to say this, but I think a lot of it might have to do with your proximity to children.
Mm.
Um,
Hmm.
that if you have like kids, it's really awesome.
Yeah.
And and I mean, I think it's possible to like it if you don't have kids, but I imagine if
Yeah.
you don't have kids, it's harder to like because I know there's so many things in this movie. Although it's funny, my 3-year-old asked, "Is it scary?" And she said, "Is it 100 scary?" Which is
Yeah.
the second highest number that she knows.
Okay.
The highest number, the second highest number is 100. The highest number is 8. So, um, so she said, "Is it 100 scary or is it 8?" It's actually 100 scary for kids. There's a lot of like creepy little spiders and like
Yeah, a lot of
bugs and
monsters. That's what I
yeah,
told my daughter. It's like a lot of monsters, but she like it's because of when she was born, she was exposed to a lot of stuff in the Mandalorian at a probably way too young of an age. I didn't show her all of it, but she saw a lot of wacky, crazy stuff that I guess she just kind of got used to. So when she saw the movie, like she was ready. But yeah, she might be unique in that sense. I don't know.
right. But yeah, so I mean, just that scene was just wonderful, and
Yeah,
yeah,
just just
okay,
great. All right.
okay. Well, then I think that
You
we
gonna
can
get into your
start.
your proper
Yes.
countdown? Okay.
Number five, winner and loser. They tend to go together. They don't
Yeah,
always go together.
right.
Steve, I told you what I thought was my number one winner, but I've changed it. So it's
Oh,
going to be a
okay.
surprise for you.
All right.
Yes. So number five winner is an AT-AT. Thank God it's an actual AT-AT, not an ATRT, ATMTT, MTRT, all that Last Jedi horse hockey, all that stuff. It's just a straight up AT-AT. We get to see inside it. We get to see
Yeah.
what it looks like. Okay, I know it was a Ralph McQuarrie Easter egg of the showing in the thing and it
Sure,
was too
sure.
easy, but like, man, watching an AT, this is what I'm talking about, Steve.
Yeah.
If you
So
told
just yeah,
yes,
I was
go
gonna say
ahead.
to harp on that. So yesterday we did a our annual event at a library here. We just set up a bunch of vintage toys and kids come and check them out. And I brought my AT-AT and I put it out there and he's like, that's just like what I saw like in the new movie. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And if you could have told a 5-year-old me there'd be a scene of an AT-AT falling off of a cliff,
yeah,
like like my entire world would have been just done. I would have just been it just like that's the coolest thing.
yeah,
And I know that man we've even mocked Mandalorian for being kids just playing action figures together.
yeah,
But it does, I mean, it does matter having some kind of like play, you know?
yeah.
Um, and it definitely wins there. And the other side to that is the Scout Walker's the loser. And I'm going to tell you why, Steve,
Okay.
because we are reaching the stage where prequel nostalgia is starting to overcome
It's
vintage
it's a
nostalgia.
it's eclipsing. Yeah, yeah,
And having an ATRT in there was way cooler than having a Scout Walker. Having the
yeah.
thing from Kashyyyk was way cooler. Having a Stap was
Right.
way
Yeah,
cooler.
yeah.
And the Chicken Walker just didn't make the cut. What do you think, Steve?
I totally agree. And yeah, like the fact that I mean, yeah, people I think criticize it, Mandalorian in general, just with the original trilogy or the Kenner, nostalgia. But really, if you look at it, it's all of everything leading up to that point in the timeline is fair game in that show, and it mixes it all together in crazy ways, and usually it fits just what the need is, and like yeah, if you like storyboarded that scene and you, you had your little
Yeah.
set of toys, I was like, that's what makes sense right there. And like but it's also, yeah, it makes someone that was young, like actually, they see it, they notice it, they feel, yeah, represented. So I
Yes.
think
And
it's,
I want to give them credit for doing janky stop motion stuff
yeah,
because they were committed to it to the point where it didn't look good. And I
yeah,
think the ATRT like didn't look that good. It looked kind of bad, like the
it,
Tauntaun looked bad in
sure,
Empire Strikes Back.
yeah, yeah.
And I don't know, why not?
That's the aesthetic. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
That's the
All right, now
aesthetic.
number four, winner and loser, pretty connected here.
Hmm.
I think we're going to say the Snow Trooper is a winner. So,
Yep.
Steve, the ones without the thing, is that just what it looks like underneath? Is that what
I
they were trying to say?
that was the way I interpreted that. I remember seeing like advertising at the store with, I'm like, what's the deal with that? But then when I think they showed him put the little flap on, and that just kind of made sense. But yeah, weird,
So that's awesome.
interesting. Yeah,
That's building, the scene from the trailer that's also in the movie of like all of the snow troopers like kind of getting motivated inside
right.
the AT-AT. It just kind of had that energy and that excitement. And
Yeah,
I love the idea of seeing them without their little flappy
yeah,
things. That's
right. Well, yeah, I think that's another thing the show always did too, is it just took your regular kind of standard Star Wars things and just gave you a little bit more information about them. Even if it was just a subtle visual thing, it's just like, oh, so that's what's under there. That's how that works. So yeah,
yes. And then the loser's the stormtrooper.
yeah.
Because were there any stormtroopers in it, Steve?
There, I think they were only in one scene. It was
Yeah.
the beach mansion scene, and that was it, right?
And they were okay.
Yeah.
But who were the coolest troopers in this whole movie?
I mean, if it's beyond the snow trooper, you're just talking
Yeah.
about that. I
Yeah.
mean, other than
Say it,
this,
Steve. Say it.
well,
I want
the
to hear that Roger Roger coming out of your mouth, Steve.
oh, of course, yeah, yeah. I mean,
This is
well, they're yeah, in
the
every
battle
shape and
droids
form.
were
Yeah,
so rad.
yeah,
Putting a fur coat on a
yeah,
battle droid to drive in a spaceship.
yeah.
Everybody who doesn't like this movie, I'm sorry, but you can get the Bozak. I mean, really, I'm sorry to use such much colorful language, but just like, oh my God, like
Oh,
uh, it's awesome.
droids and coats and hats and like wearing belts. It's
Yeah,
like,
and just all altered and cool and like that. That's why I say the Stormtroopers lost
yeah,
because once again the prequel nostalgia is coming in and we have
yeah,
these awesome figures replacing there. Now, number three,
yeah.
still kind of connected in the kind of snowy zone. Steve, you might have
Okay,
predicted this.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, it is the INT-4
Oh yeah,
interceptor.
of course. Yeah. I am kind of bummed that I saw there was one version of the poster where the artist kind of put one of those in there. I'm like, damn, I wish I hadn't seen that because it's just one of those fun things that would have been really fun to be surprised by. Yeah, but no. That was another one
So
I put
I
on the table yesterday and like, hey, I'm like, yep, that's that guy.
see. I didn't see it, but
Okay.
Steve, who's driving it in the box art?
Is it the pilot, right? Yeah, or the
It's this
driver.
loser. You get
I
one line in the history of AT-AT
it,
drivers, but we're pilots. It's
hilarious. I
hilarious.
laughed. Yeah.
Yes. But like
Yeah.
one of my favorite character toys, I mean, truly, probably
Yeah.
top three toys when I was a kid playing was the AT-AT driver. I love the design of it. I thought it was so
Yeah.
cool. He gets one line. It's like, we can't do that, sir. It's cold out there. Yeah.
Yeah. Great glorified death as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely qualify as a loser, I think
Yes.
in that sense.
Now, number two winner. So my number two loser and my number one loser are basically a tie. So I'm saving them
Okay.
there. So Steve,
Okay.
this is who I said before was the number one winner.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
that's a man.
Unbelievable.
What this movie, because I get it, okay? I get it that people don't like Jabba the Hutt with abs. I get it.
I do.
I'm sort of like, I don't like it, but it's so
Well, yeah.
weird,
Yeah, it's
you
weird.
know? It's just weird. And it's just kind of like, I mean, I guess you could have done that. You know, I don't, I don't like hate it. I don't love it. I think it's an interesting idea, and it definitely changes the way you see Huts. And I like that it ties together to the Clone Wars movie because
Yeah,
I don't have nostalgia for the Clone Wars movie as a kid. I have nostalgia for a Clone Wars movie as a dad. So I remember
yeah,
when that
yeah.
movie came out. You were maybe 1 year old at the time. I remember when that movie came out, and it was like watching it with my kids, and they loved Rod the Huttlet, and they loved
Yeah,
Stinky. They loved the idea of him growing up. And it's not fan service. It's like a creator gets to like plan out an idea and kind of see where it goes.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so like I get all that. But the Amana Man is like they did the best thing they could have ever done for a random background character.
yeah.
Because you didn't know who Amanda Man was. You didn't know what the skulls were about. And if you just came up, like if you asked me to come up with a story, I'd be like, he's a bounty hunter who's famous on Tatooine or whatever.
Yeah.
But they come up with this like amphibious
Crazy. Yeah.
crocodile, shark, collective assassins, just like nasty and like
Yeah.
smooth, and like their body shape all makes sense. And
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
skulls make sense.
That's so, yeah,
And,
it's another like logic imbued like thing that like the snowtrooper, any of these things where it's like, oh, okay, yeah.
and it just really will make it that every time I see an Amana Man figure, I will say, that's the cool thing from Mandalorian and Grogu. I won't
Hmm.
think that's the thing you can't really see. I mean,
Yeah,
the first thing I'll think of course, that's the first piece of merch from the
it
archive
is.
party.
Yeah. No, no.
Amana
Yeah.
Manatee. Who called it, Steve?
Hey, yeah, you call them early. You do.
Yeah. Well, it was our. I mean, I don't know if that one was mine, but it was one of ours.
It
We
was one
called
of
it
ours,
Steve.
yeah.
Was my
Yeah.
point, right?
Yeah.
Don't you remember when we rebirthed the show? It was going to be Mr. Nice Guy. Don't you remember all this
Yeah,
stuff?
we're gonna keep that going. Yeah.
Because remember, I was like just a real jerk to some of those folks. I think it was in DC. So, anyways, um, yeah. So that's my number two winner. I
Hmm.
don't know if the other Jabba goons are
Okay.
losers.
Yeah, yeah. So
What do you
I
think, Steve?
in my list, I didn't rank them necessarily, but I had kind of pools of winners and losers, and I would have I had the other Jabba aliens as unfortunate losers because you have a whole movie about Hutts, and you obviously you make this one amazing character like a star, but then all the others kind of, which the show I think did a good job of pumping them up in the past. So like maybe that would have felt like just more of the same in the Mando scene. So I
Right.
kind of agree with not having them, but within the parameters of what we're talking about, yeah, they
So
definitely
like,
lost.
so who's left?
I mean,
So
so
we
yeah,
have we have Weequay with the
yeah,
Hondo Onaka. We've
yeah,
had Klaatu and Nikto and Baratas all over the place. We kind of have
yeah.
an idea
The
of what they
Gamorreans
are.
were in Boba Fett. Kind of
Yeah.
weird Gamorreans.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean,
The jacked
could
Gamorreans were way worse than the jacked Jabbas. I'm just gonna say
yeah,
that.
yeah. That the Jacked Hut worked better, I think. Yeah, I'm trying to think who else is missing. I feel like they've well, Reese. There hasn't really been a Reese in live action spotlight like in this show anyway. Yeah, maybe that's the one that comes to mind. Is Reese.
So I think really that's why Man and Man really works is
Yeah,
because he just has been completely ignored because no
yeah.
one's known what
He
to do
was
with him, and they figured
deep
something
on the
out.
bench, deep on the
Yes.
bench, and like
And
came
and they
up and just
somehow made
yeah,
him the absolute coolest. Now for
yeah.
my number one winner, Steve,
Okay.
it is almost the 50th anniversary of Star Wars. If you think not of who has been in the most movies, but what individual character has the longest lifespan of any Star Wars character in the cinematic universe, what one individual character appeared in 1977 and 2026. There's only one. There's not one
Character.
like Vader or
Hmm.
Luke
Yeah.
or Leia or Chewbacca. None of the original characters from the first movie appeared in the last movie except for one, Steve. Do you know?
R5D4.
That is correct.
Yeah.
We now have the the durability king of Star
Yeah.
Wars.
Yeah.
The person who is known for shooting his wad so early that he couldn't make it out of the first like scene he was in. The famous bad motivator now holds the record for longest lasting individual Star Wars character in the entire series.
So you'd be the Ripkin of vintage Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's
Or no,
but
wait.
not the
Not
Ripkin
Ripkin.
because
No,
like
no.
because he's not
Yeah.
in everything, which
No,
ties
he's
in, of
not.
course, to the
That's yeah.
biggest losers,
Yeah, yeah.
RC3PO and R2D2. Anthony frickin' Daniels was in the movie.
He
Anthony
was?
Daniels, yes, he did voiced a
Oh.
different droid.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch that. All right. Good to know.
They shoehorn R2D2 and C3PO into absolutely everything. But
Yeah.
somehow, neither of them get shoehorned into this. And somehow, out of absolute nowhere, left field, top rope, Jimmy Superfly Snuka comes out of nowhere. The actual R5D4, as confirmed by like the show notes and
Yeah.
by the Star Wars collector card collector app, it
Yep.
is that
That's him.
R5D4
Yeah, yeah.
has made it. And it's not
Yeah.
like, okay, you can say stormtroopers, but which one, right? Like there's
Yeah,
only
no, that
one
he's
R5D4
singular. Singular. Yep.
and he's in the movie. So I think
Yeah.
that's by far the biggest winner.
Yeah.
And it just makes losers of C3PO and is this their first cinematic movie they don't make any appearance in?
Um, well, they weren't in Solo either, which is very similarly like related to this
Ah,
movie in my mind. Anthony Daniels
yeah.
is in that one too, but as a human. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but no R2. Yeah, I think that might be the only one.
But still,
Yeah.
they made it from 77 to 2019, but now we have R5D4 as the absolute biggest winner
Yeah.
of this movie. I'm speaking kind of facetiously here, probably
Yeah.
not too surprising because obviously it's a man who's the
Yeah.
biggest. But
Yeah.
when I realized, like, if you go by the metric of who's been in it the longest, that's that, you know?
Yeah.
And we'll have to see
Yeah.
what happens in the Ryan Gosling movie, Ken Fighter. I don't know what it's called. Um, I mean, I don't know who they're going to put in there or what that's going to be. So,
Yeah.
Steve, is there anybody that I missed
Um, yes, I'm going through
that's
my
on your
list.
list?
Yeah. So far there might be a couple here. So
Okay.
one one loser, kind of semi-loser I had would have been Forlom and Zuckuss, just because they are kind of weird bounty hunter characters that I always thought might fit into some of these weird stories. But like
Okay.
we were talking about earlier, the prequel Clone Wars kind of strength brings in Embo, right? He fills
Yes.
the bounty hunter role from Raising Arizona.
Yes.
uh,
And
instead of those guys, like yeah.
And for
So
the post-Quill fans, we
yeah,
have a wait, is that Constable Zuvio? No, it's Captain Embo.
Mm.
So once again, Constable Zuvio takes the L. The biggest loser in the history of Star Wars stories is Constable Zuvio.
Oh my god.
Multiple action figures, no
Yeah,
appearances at all.
yeah,
The dude
yeah.
is like, yeah, Greg
I
Jeffries.
yeah. And then for a winner, and this is I think I might have even brought up this same thing before, maybe not with this character, but with others, but I think Luke, by his absence, is a winner. Like I'm so glad
Yeah.
that there's just nothing to do with any of that. This is just this weird little movie, and that's it. So yeah, I thought, because I think they've done it before twice. Like let's it's good that they pulled, pump the brakes on that. But yeah, I think that's everything else I'm going through. I had all the same ones. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Awesome, Steve. Well, this has been really fun.
yeah.
What's the next character that we're supposed to do?
So I think I had an episode outlined for the Rebo band. That was going to be our next one. And
All right.
then we were going to see how that went, and then maybe now we got to do we do a full a man? We
Hell
just
yeah.
I'm a man fest. Like yeah, I think that's now it's absolutely critical. So in whatever
Yeah.
form that takes. But yeah,
Yep. And people got to know, Steve, how's your fantasy baseball team doing?
I haven't looked. Honestly, I always forget. How am I doing? I guess let me see if I'm still logged into the. Yeah. Last time I looked, I
So
think I was in last, but
So I have been in first like the whole season, like
oh yeah?
absolutely crushing it up until like 2 days ago where my team stopped hitting. Um,
Okay.
yeah, but I got Crochet in the first round, and then
Mm,
Jose Ramirez was still sitting there, and then
okay.
Trey Turner was still sitting there. So it
Hmm.
was just like, I mean, it was like taking candy from a baby. I mean, the Crochet pick was terrible, but the rest, yeah. Anyways, but
All right, looks
being a
like
Reds,
yeah, I'm in eighth. All right, not
nice.
last, so okay.
Being a Red Sox fan is it's not fun. The way that they lose is like it doesn't it's like you lose with no emotion. It's an unbelievable feat. But yeah, awesome.
Uh,
Well, Steve, that was really fun. I don't think we have anything else. Wait, let's see. Wait, did I put anything else on my slide? Man, that was so much fun to be able to spring that on you.
yeah,
Um,
that was
oh
truly
yes.
shocking. Yeah, see you next year.
See you next year. No, we'll do it over the summer. We'll do it over
Yeah.
the summer.
Yeah. Oh, that
Yeah.
was okay. I got you on air here. What I that was the thing I meant to ask you a long time ago was I know the Java episode, it does exist out there, but only on YouTube. So we have to figure out how to
Oh.
get it back on the feed. And then we're live again. So good luck with that.
Yeah,
if you need any
you
help.
sent it to me. I
Yeah.
think it is still on my desktop. So
Okay.
I will have to figure that out because then I have to write the code. I have to remember how to write the code again.
So I
I
think
have to
our
go into
goal
like
for this year
Leak Duck or whatever it is. Yeah.
is there a way that we make it so you don't have to write any code anymore? What like that?
Okay.
Let's make
That
that
would be pretty exciting.
our goal for the year for next
All
year.
right. All right. That sounds good.
All right.
All right, Steve. Well, then, only thing left to say is Wampa Wampa.
Adios.